Yes, we see your dinosaur, Devin.
That's not all you're gonna see here in a minute.
There it goes. There's Devin's default.
It was not a penis joke.
What was it?
It was too.
It's
It
sexual.
was.
All right,
It was
ready?
my terrible thoughts that honestly I kind of like. I had one earlier in the week, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it was.
All right, ready?
So you're saying we can go
Yeah.
straight into the show? Good.
Nope, I got one
3,
still.
2, 1, going and now. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Cape Complainers. We are full of turkey and we are full of complaints. We missed a week, so we decided to just kind of take a break, and we're back in action, ready to go. And this episode, we are going to be reviewing Amazon Prime's newest The Boys spinoff show, Gen V. But before we do that, we have at least 2 weeks of backed up thoughts crammed into the bald head of Devin. And
You're generous.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting 2 weeks to hear what comes out of this guy's mouth.
This is the dessert Greg has been waiting for this whole Thanksgiving.
I've been awake at night just hoping that it's good.
Just
so,
sweating.
Devin, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so I had a thought earlier in the week, and I didn't write it down anywhere. I thought I'm going to remember this when it's so good, and then I forgot it.
Already disappointing me.
But okay. I do have one. So on Thanksgiving, I do this thing where I always play an Assassin's Creed game on Thanksgiving while people are doing other stuff. And so I was like, I'm gonna get. I don't know.
Is that your tradition?
Because that's what I've always done. They usually come out around Thanksgiving time, and I usually just waited to get it until then. When I was like, I know I've got time to play it there for a whole week or whatever. And so I got this one, and I got to tell you, I feel real disappointed.
The newest one being Mirage?
Wait. Greg, I want that shirt.
All right. What? The one that I'm wearing?
Yeah. No, the outer layer one. Like I've seen that, and I've been like, oh man, this is on my list to buy. I just haven't bought it yet.
All right. Well, for those who can't see it, since this is a podcast, it is a Miles Morales shirt. But go back to your thought. What you lost? You lost your train of thought.
Sorry, it's just because I was like, man, I really want that shirt, and you have it, son of a gun.
Okay.
So it's the game itself is just so bad, and I feel like the Assassin's Creed games have they started pretty peak, and then increased a little bit, dropped downhill, and then I felt like they hit a stride with Valhalla. Valhalla was good. I enjoyed Odyssey, but it was just too long, and it was too big of a map. But this one dropped 10 levels. This one's bad. The combat's super clunky. It's super slow. I remember playing other Assassin's Creed games where I can go and I can fight multiple people at once and parry and everything else. And I can't do that here. I have a hard time fighting one person.
This is more of an opinion.
Yeah, I know.
Weren't they trying to go back to the roots?
Yeah, but okay. But if they're going into their roots, why are they making it worse?
Well, I mean, I think what a lot of people loved about Assassin's Creed whenever it first came out, it was a stealth combat game. Now it's delving into the realm of an RPG, and it's getting away from historical accuracy and all that stuff. So I think that's why a lot of people are upset with it and hoping that they would go back to their roots with Mirage. But I haven't played Mirage, but judging by I think when it first launched, the price was $40, which was surprising. I was really? Because I think Valhalla was 60. They've always usually been $60 games. But this one's $40, and I was just okay, that's interesting.
This one,
but it does not look. It didn't look good from what I've seen of it.
I was in an area today where there's a locked room, and you're supposed to find the key, and I looked everywhere. I could not find this key. I went online, and from the time that it came out to today, nobody has found this key. That whatever glitch is happening, they still have not fixed it. And I feel like it's been out for a while.
Well, games are hard.
but also it's Ubisoft that makes it, right?
Yeah.
Man, nothing has been better than Black Flag for me. And I didn't play. I think that might have been my first Assassin's Creed game to play though. But
yeah. For me,
yeah.
the best Assassin's Creed, they peaked at 2, unfortunately, in my opinion. Like Assassin's Creed 2 was phenomenal. But I agree they have gone down in quality. They all seem to be kind of the same game. Like they're not doing anything new with Assassin's Creed. But yeah. But again,
copy paste the bones and just write in a different story.
Yeah. Again, Devin, this is an opinion. Not
I
a
do.
thought.
I do have a thought. I do have a thought.
Thoughts.
Okay, here's my thought.
Yeah.
So I cleaned out my garage this week, and it's like spotless. And in doing so, I found in a cooler some unopened alcohol, like whiskey.
Did you drink it?
I did, but that's not the point. It wasn't old. Like I bought it like a few months ago. I just forgot where it was. I found it.
Okay.
And it's apple whiskey.
Ew.
And it's not bad. It's pretty good. And I would like it better with a Coke, I think. Or I was like, man, I really want to make this into like a holiday drink. And I know what I want to add to it, but is it weird to add like spices to alcohol?
They do it all the time.
But not like on the rim, like in the liquid.
What spice?
Like a nutmeg?
You could do nutmeg, yeah.
I was gonna do like nutmeg, and I was gonna do like cinnamon sticks. I knew I could do. Hang on a second.
I love it. 10 out of 10. He just stops his thought.
Sorry, my kid is. I don't know if you can hear him. He's like, "Let me in," and he's standing at the staircase with the Spider-Man Santa hat, and he's naked. He's just wearing the Santa hat, and he's saying, "Let me in."
Just kick him down the staircase. Problem solved.
Anyway, yeah, that was my thought. So I was like, man, I don't have nutmeg. I have some like ground cinnamon, but I think I prefer the cinnamon sticks. But is that not weird? Because I feel like spices don't dissolve in liquid super easy, especially depending on what it is. And I don't want to be drinking like.
I think if you maybe made a like an apple cider with whiskey,
a wassail,
but I don't know.
Croissant?
But I don't know. It depends on what it is.
Or like a hot toddy.
Yeah,
like if you put it in a cold drink, it's not very good.
Nah.
But if it's hot, I imagine it would dissolve better.
That apple would come out, but
yeah, maybe make a warm beverage. Like do an apple cider. Get some apple cider, add a little splash of your whiskey and a little cinnamon stick, and there you go.
Do you think
my mom?
What brand is it?
I don't know. Reserve, I think, is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the brand. I don't know. It's something not normal. It's not
sounds rough.
It's actually not bad.
Did you find it in an alley outside?
I found it in a Total Wine.
Okay.
But it's not bad. It's one of the
Texan
whiskeys and stuff. It's not bad. I had it with some Dr. Pepper, and I was like, a little appley, not bad.
Okay, first of all, no.
That's gross, man.
I didn't have Coke. I had cherry Coke, but I didn't want to mix cherry and apples.
All right, whiskey. You never mix it with you never mix it with a Dr. Pepper or a root beer. That is the worst. Yeah, it tastes.
Is that what you said?
Yeah,
whiskey.
That's disgusting.
Why?
Oh, here's a fun fact in case y'all didn't know. Did y'all know Mountain Dew was made as a mixer for whiskey?
Specifically, yeah.
I've
heard that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Give it a try.
Have you tried it though?
I've tried it. It's garbage, but apparently that's what it was used for. Like
what kind of whiskey were you putting in it?
Well, my brother apparently does it all the time. He's the one who told me. I don't know what kind of whiskey he had, but he was like, "You want to try it?" I was like, "All right, yeah, sure." I tried a sip. I was like, "That's garbage. That tastes like ass water." But
was I the only person? Did you guys ever hear about the myth that drinking Mountain Dew makes your wee-wee small?
Well, you used to chug it whenever you.
Yeah.
Okay, you sure did.
Yeah.
So apparently, I'm the only one that heard that. Is that? Is that the
Yeah.
consensus?
No,
Who
it's
bullied you?
they
Who
say
bullied
it
you
because
into-
the yellow dye in it is why they're saying that.
So
that the
Flippo
yellow
heard it
dye
too.
makes you pee small?
Oh,
That doesn't
dude,
make
I still
sense
drink to
because
this day.
pee is
Smell that
yellow.
often.
Yeah, the pee is yellow, so therefore it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, we're just peeing it out. I don't understand.
All right, well, this has devolved into stupid. So,
It was always
Yeah,
stupid, Greg.
agreed.
It was always stupid.
so good thought, Devin.
Thanks.
Good job.
Was that honestly a good one, Greg?
Well, the first one was an opinion, and I could just tell by
Was it
Tim.
even a thought?
I could just tell
for
by
real.
Tim's waning interest that we should probably move on. Like,
Well, if I can remember what my last week's thought was, if I'll bring it back this week. It was so good, and I cannot remember what it is to save my life.
We believe you, sure.
yeah, I'm sure it was great. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our topic. Gen V, newest Amazon Prime show based off The Boys. It basically follows a group of kids in a superhero college. It was basically Degrassi if there was a lot more cussing and death, but I don't know. I want to hear. I know right off the bat, I want to throw Devin under the bus. We've had 2 weeks to watch this show,
Hot trash garbage.
and
You
Devin
can't say
has
garbage.
gone. Yeah, Devin has gone
finished
out
it.
of his way to not watch this show.
I did not go out of my way not to watch it.
You did. You had 2 weeks.
And you
had
know what?
literally
I
nothing else
tried.
to do.
No,
didn't
that's
try.
not true.
You didn't-
I had
you didn't
household
try.
things to do. I watched some of it, and I just could not gather my interest. I
You
kind of fell
didn't
asleep.
Well, freaking wake up! Like you had no excuse.
I had
So
my
let's not-
kid with me all week, and so I didn't want to like turn it on and be like, I don't know, based off what I know about The Boys about being all hot sex and exploding penises, I didn't want to turn that on in front of my kid. God forbid.
Again, kick your kid down the stairs. Problem solved.
Will
And then
not.
put on the show.
He's adorable.
Whatever.
Sometimes.
But anyways, I want to hear y'all's thoughts on it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I just wanted to see what y'all had to say about Gen V.
I wanna
It
start
was
with
slow
Devin
to
over here.
start.
Yeah, I want to hear Tim specifically. He's been too quiet this episode.
I want to hear Flippo.
Okay. All right, Flippo, you go first then.
It was slow to start. Like the first 4 episodes were slow for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't until 5? Is 5 when they wake up? They don't know where they're at.
I think so. But I mean, there's only 8 episodes, so damn, it took you a while to get into it.
No, I got into it. It was slow.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like story wise,
Slow
it was it was just kind of a. Yeah, I get it. We got to develop characters at the
Mhm.
mood and all that.
It's a
But
That and build out the mystery, so yeah, that's kind of normal.
I disagree though. I thought it came out very strong. Like there were moments in this show I forgot what I was watching. Like I would forget this is a boys thing, and that's why I say it's kind of like Degrassi. I just thought I was just at some point just watching oh okay, it's just a teen drama. And the one of the parts that floored me, just where I genuinely forgot, is whenever they all go to the club thing, and the guy with the magnetic powers or something,
Yeah.
he does that little hummingbird. He's like,
No,
if I
it's
get that
telekinesis.
hummingbird, it's glass. Oh yeah, if I get the hummingbird in the glass, you got to come home with me, or blah, blah. And he starts floating it over there, and he gets bumped, and that fucking bird goes straight through somebody's neck.
Yeah,
Like that,
carotid artery.
that surprised the hell out of me. I was just like, oh my god, like Jesus, I forgot.
Yeah, I wasn't
what it
expecting
was.
that
I
one
forgot this
either.
was a boys show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had a good time.
You forgot it's
watching it.
boys until you see the violence, and once that violence pops up, you're like, oh, this is the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, Tim, what did you think about it?
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. Do you guys hear me twice? No? Okay, never
I
mind.
don't.
No.
Oh.
No, you're good.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I was invested pretty much the entire time. I would diverge from Flippo by saying I didn't think it was really slow at all. And it's weird because usually I like when TV shows and movies are slow to build up and then have like a really awesome like last half. But I felt
Yeah.
like it was pretty action, 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 action. But then they also like played it well to build up the action and the stakes.
Mhm.
Like every 20 minutes there was something like some big stake, and then the next 20 minutes you're like, oh dang, they like one up themselves already.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my least favorite part is when that one dude tricked the cricket into having sex with him and then made her get small for him.
Oh yeah.
That made me
Oh,
so
yeah.
mad. I was like, I wanted nothing more than for her to go inside of his penis and just eat so much that she
Wait, what?
blows him up.
Eat? Oh, okay.
She has to eat.
I-
Like that
Well,
one
yeah, I was
superhero, but a lot slower.
yeah. I was confused.
Was it a
by
real
what you-
cricket?
No.
Well, I was
No.
confused by your phrasing because, like, you said, go inside the penis and
Yeah.
eat as much as you can. I'm just like, what is she eating?
Oh, well, I
Okay.
mean, obviously his urethra, because you got to eat something.
Yeah.
But, you know, basically a very slow version of that one scene in The Boys where he crawls into the dude's junk and then,
Yeah. What's his name? Termite or something?
yeah.
I think that's the guy's name.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing. I thoroughly enjoyed this show a lot more than The Boys, because of there were some gross bits in this show, like the whole the shrinking and her on the penis and all that stuff. They didn't have to go into that depth of accuracy showing this penis, but they did. No, well, but I appreciated it because it didn't rely on gross out kind of stuff. I
But,
think there were
Greg-
maybe like 2 gross
Oh,
out
like the
moments.
boys have been.
Yeah, like The Boys, that's their whole thing. Is like each season that comes out now, they're like, it's our grossest season yet. I'm just like, make it interesting.
Yeah.
I don't care about the grossness. Like,
But Greg,
and
if they
that's
made
why I
it
like
not
it.
a penis, if they made the penis not look like a penis, would you have been like, that doesn't look like a penis?
No, I mean, well, what I'm saying is, I appreciated that they only had like 2 quote unquote gross scenes and all that stuff.
What was the
Yeah,
second one?
compared
Yeah, what's the
to
second?
whenever the main character with the blood powers explodes
Oh,
that
Mind
guy.
Guy's penis.
Yeah, penis.
Her
Oh,
name's
yeah.
Marie, right? Marie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
Marie Moreau.
Yeah.
It's a lot of penis things.
yeah.
Which is
But,
weird
I
to me that she has 2 M's in her name, and MM from The Boys also has 2 M's. Are they
Mother's
like
Milk?
Mother's milk, huh? Man?
Yeah.
Oh, Mother's Milk.
so the
Yeah.
2 black
Like,
people?
that's
in the
her
2
uncle or
shows,
something?
Yeah.
Well, that's his name is Mother's Milk.
Yeah.
I doubt there's
Right.
any
I'm not saying
kind
that they're related. I'm just saying that it's weird that the 2 major black people in the 2 shows in this universe share initials.
Like, come on, creators, don't be
initials.
lazy.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, look at all of Marvel's characters. Peter Parker. There's
Penny Parker.
Yeah,
Reed
You gotta read.
Richards,
Come on.
yeah,
Reed
but
Richards, Pepper
here's the-
Potts.
here's the difference, though. Here's the difference. He did that for like all of their characters, so that they were like, "Ah, this makes it real," or like 90% of the characters, because he was like, "Man, I'm doing this because it makes it easy for me to remember." But like, they did it solely to the 2 black people in 2 different franchises owned by the same company.
I just think it's weird that they're both MM and they have examples of using alliteration for other names like Billy Butcher. Like they couldn't have used Sierra Sinclair or something.
So their cousin's Miles Morales, right?
Yeah, probably,
go.
I guess.
Wow.
Both Spider-Man, yeah.
Maybe
Parker, Miles
maybe they do that
Morales.
just 'cause- maybe they do that just because it rolls off the tongue better.
Yeah.
It's easier to remember the name.
But it could be that there is a connection between the two.
Maybe.
So it might be a little Easter egg.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like, doesn't Mother's Milk have like a brother in the boys?
I think so.
Been a while. I don't know.
Is Mother's Milk's God-given name?
I don't think God gives
Yeah,
any
that's-
names
that's-
out. I think it's the
that's-
parents.
Oh, like you know what I mean. Like it was his birth name.
His Christian name.
Mother's Milk is his Christian legal name.
Ooh.
So can you just imagine going through school and be like, "Sup, Mother? Hey, Mr. Milk, come over here."
What's up, Milk? But let's talk a little bit about the characters in this one.
I really liked Sam until the last episode or two, and then I
Well, you
was
didn't.
like, "Boy, what the hell?"
You didn't give Reed a chance to talk.
All right, Reed.
Which one's Sam?
The one that they
she
rescue
was-
from the
Is
prison.
that the blonde?
Yeah,
It's the dude they rescue from the
Oh,
forest. or
that's
the
right.
woods, Yeah.
I knew he was going to become a villain.
I hate that he became a villain.
Yeah, and it upset me too. But obviously, this is the world of the boys is shitty. Like, so you can automatically, like, the ending of the show. I didn't expect it, but I should have known better. That I was like, oh, okay, of course this isn't going to be a happy ending and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I didn't think that Sam was definitely going to be a bad guy. What I didn't expect was, I think her name is Kate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kate.
Yeah.
Like the Kate
Yeah.
thing surprised me.
I
that,
thought
like,
she was gonna turn a leaf and be a good guy, and then boom, bad guy again.
Yeah,
I thought she was gonna die.
Yeah,
Mm,
she
I thought
leaned
she was gonna die.
heavy into being a bad guy. I was like, oh my god. But yeah, the characters in this were very interesting. My favorite was definitely Emma, the one who plays Little Cricket. I felt so bad for her the whole show.
Mhm.
I thought she was a great person. And that's the
I
thing
think
about
she had one of the biggest story arcs.
yeah. And that's the thing about the show is the people who are actually heroes don't win. Like they're like they
Or-
if they were the seven, the world of superheroes in this show would be different. Like they genuinely are good people.
Yeah,
And-
like,
For
like
now.
you said, it
Yeah.
shows that not all heroes win, but also not all heroes, backstories are all good and sprinkled with happiness and stuff like that.
yeah,
So,
Reed, this is your
they all
chance.
they all had horrible
Dang it, David, I missed it.
they all had horrible upbringings and backstories and all that stuff, but they still managed to be good people.
Yeah.
And it's refreshing to see that, especially in the boys universe. Just because everybody in the boys is terrible. It's just like, oh my
Did
god.
y'all like the twist where it was the school is a testing ground
Yeah,
and
I
not
thought
a
that was-
school?
Yeah, because Vought I'm sure has been trying to find a way to leash heroes, especially Homelander. So it doesn't
for sure.
surprise it doesn't surprise me that they would go out of their way to do shitty things, because Vought is a shitty company.
Yeah.
So
and
that is
Also,
the corporate greed.
is every parent a piece of shit for giving their child Compound V?
Yes.
yes. I think in some cases it's fine, but it's greedy. Like they're subjecting their children.
What
to the
cases would be
possibility-
fine to you, Greg? Like if
I
it
don't
happened
know.
to you and you had Homelander powers, is that when it's
like
fine
if it was the last resort for the fetus to
live or something?
it's kinda like-
go through completion and development, stuff like that. If it was to save
Okay.
the baby,
it's comparable to these parents who do like those little beauty pageants and all that shit. Is that they project onto their children, so like they're like, oh, I want them to be famous, so I'm going to
I want to
inject-
be famous, and I didn't make it, so I'm going to.
yeah, so I'm going to inject them with Compound V to see what happened. But yeah, it's a very dark world. So again, it was nice seeing good people in this universe. Because like in the boys, I think, yeah, obviously the core group of the boys are good. But even they are extremely flawed. Huey is fine. Starlight's a good person. But it's like it's very rare to see good people, and this show was full of good people, and that's what made it so nice to watch, and ultimately more gut wrenching at the end to see what happens. It's like the second I saw Homelander, I got scared.
When
Like
I saw
that's
Homelander,
how
I thought that, he was at least going to save the day because the VOT team was there. And then, but then
God,
he was
he was
like,
a piece of shit.
then he was like,
Yeah,
he
he just
waggled
comes out
his
there
little
just
finger.
a bit.
And he
Yeah,
was
he was
like,
like, "No."
what kind of animal attacks their own kind? And I was like,
Same.
oh,
Yeah, the
okay.
second he said that, I was like, "Son of a."
I know. I was so pissed. So mad.
But what's interesting is she took a full-on laser eye blast from Homelander and lived. So I'm very interested to see what her character does.
Was that explained, or was that just
No,
Homelander
she
not
just
wanting to kill because that was his lesson in the end was you can't be killing your own kind like that, and so that was
No,
him.
they don't explain it, but they just say that like she took that hit. Like
They
she
set
said
it up for
life.
season 2.
Yeah. And yeah, so season 2, I really hope it does a season 2 because I need more, because like that is a hell of a cliffhanger.
It felt like
It's like,
Scooby
what the hell
Doo,
is going
but
on?
like with superpowers, which is why I
Yeah.
liked it so much. Yeah.
Yeah, and they painted Sam and Kate as the heroes of that day. And it's
Yep.
just like, what
Yep.
the hell is the end game here? Like, what is the plan? And obviously, Victoria Newman, her character now has a virus that can be spread among soups to kill them. So shit's gonna be happening in the next season of The Boys and hopefully Gen V.
I think Victoria
It's
Newman's
very,
going to turn out to be the next big villain.
yeah, I do
Also,
too.
she
When-
can manipulate blood, so she'll be able to maybe do something with that virus.
I want to see
When
her
does this-
fight Homelander and her just like blow up his arm, but he still wins the fight somehow.
Just beat her with that arm that just blew
Yeah.
off.
When does this take place
It
in the
takes
Boys
place
universe?
It takes place
Right
just
after
a
the
couple
last
yeah,
season.
Basically.
like a couple of months right after Homelander lasered that protester, and everybody was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Because
So,
they
yeah,
even
not
bring
long.
up him taking out the plane.
And the Nazi lightning.
Yeah.
Stormfront.
Yep.
She was mentioned.
Yeah. Oh my god! And also, how about that reveal? I thought that was a great tie-in where the dean, her
Oh.
family was on that plane.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought that was so cool. I was like, "Oh shit, that's motivation."
yeah.
so-
That's
I mean, I
that's a
always
good-
thought that she had like an ulterior motive, but I didn't think it was like that ulterior, you know? Like
Mhm.
kill all the
but-
soups. Freaking
Yeah, like they took a
smallpox.
while for it to build. I just thought I thought she was just working for Vought in a certain way that like Vought kind of wanted to wipe the slate of heroes and maybe
or to
start
create that leash, like you were saying.
or do the leash. But it's just like, and turns out she was just working on her own to
Mhm.
get rid of the soups. And I was just like, oh man,
That's a pretty solid, motivator.
Yeah. It's a really good show.
Yeah.
I had a great time watching it, and again, I'm going to chastise Devin for not watching it. You're missing
let's-
out.
Well,
Let's
I
get
might
that
go.
on why.
I might go back and watch it. But
Devin's
I
like,
don't-
I only watched the first 5 minutes, guys. I
No,
might
I-
watch it because you guys
Yeah,
are
how far
making it
did you
sound
get?
good.
not very far. I told Tim. I
Like,
think we
Did
talked
you
and
even
played
watch
games.
an episode?
Not a full one, no. Maybe a few minutes of one before I fell asleep.
You
But well, here's the deal.
bitch.
I was talking with Tim, like playing games one night, I was like, man, I really don't want to watch this show. And Tim felt the same way. And the biggest reason I didn't want to watch it. Yeah, well, the biggest reason I didn't want to watch it was because I don't even think I finished the second season of The Boys. Was because it's all like The Boys was just shock factor. Like that's their biggest thing is let's watch a penis explode or something.
Yeah,
and
different.
Well, yeah, but going into it, I'm just like, I don't really want to watch this again. It's the same universe, it's the same people. I don't really want to watch a show that's just based on how far can we get away with.
I would say it's much, much better than The Boys.
Oh, but it's so much better.
If I had to choose either this show to get a next season or The Boys, I would choose this show. Greg's right. It's not as gratuitously violent as The Boys. And I think we said that when we reviewed The Boys as well, was none of us really liked how gratuitous they just kept pushing it. But this one, it was actually, there was like Greg said, it was like Degrassi, like it was like a high school story or a college story, but then add some superpowers and a little bit of mystery.
Yeah, it was compelling. Like each episode, I wanted to know more. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And then the next episode, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And it just did such a good job of keeping my interest.
Like Young Justice, but with more gore.
Yeah, it's like Young Justice, but with more gore. And it's very interesting. It's great characters, interesting mystery, and it's something that I'm genuinely going to be excited to watch again. It was very good.
Yeah, I'll agree with Tim.
Were y'all
it was a good spread of all the elements. It wasn't heavy on the gore factor, like Devin said, but it gave each character their own time, their own time on the screen, their own storylines, and furthered some at least. And so, yeah,
like
I
the
think
gore and violence was appropriate for the story.
Yeah,
I felt like they didn't go out of their way to do something just gross.
Yeah. It's funny because as Greg is like praising this out the butt, I'm watching his face and he's like stoic and just like, yeah, it was so good. Oh man.
It was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
He does not look excited to talk about it at all.
So
I got two things. What was the shock factor for y'all on the suicide?
The suicide on who?
Golden Boy suicide.
Oh, none.
I knew there was a reason, and that's the core of the mystery. That it's like that's what makes you say, like, why did he do this? And it does a good job of explaining it. And because Kate has been brainwashing this guy, and like he's slowly remembering it. It's driving him crazy.
Driving him crazy.
I wish he wouldn't have killed himself because I think that would have been more interesting.
Yeah.
He would have died in a later episode.
Yeah, like after, I think in a season 2 episode, he's trying to convince them to not, humans aren't that bad, and then boom, he dies accidentally somehow. That would be.
Or Homelander takes him out or something.
Yeah,
maybe kills him or something.
But am I misremembering a scene? Because so it showed a what's it called? Flashback of him, of Golden Boy in that professor's room, and it showed him like looking specifically somewhere like at his shelf, and I didn't catch.
Yeah, that was a flashback.
But so what was it? What was he staring at? What did he catch? Because I didn't catch it. I don't know what it was about.
I don't think
boobies
I caught it yet either.
But I don't know.
It showed it. He was like talking with that professor, and then he looks over at the shelf and he stops talking for a little bit, and the professor's like, "Hey, is everything okay?" And he's looking. He's like, "No, yeah, everything's fine." And
maybe he was just remembering.
Maybe he was recording it.
Devin, you can't talk. You didn't watch the show.
Yeah, but I can make educated guesses.
You're not that educated after all your talk we've heard.
That's like public educated.
Okay, I got a question. Why does Sam have this imagination of puppets?
Because he's crazy.
Yeah.
He's basically been driven insane.
And he doesn't want to be
That scene, that
violent.
puppet scene was nuts,
Where he
in my
cut them
opinion.
all up and yeah.
And
That's
just
awesome.
Yeah,
buttons
and then they cut away, and the guy just swinging there in real life.
yeah,
Yeah.
in half.
I thought that was.
Yeah, he's just crazy.
They could have easily made that like gratuitous. They could have like unreasonably so, but they cut it into
Yeah.
puppets, which made it so much more digestible to me.
Yeah.
He's killing people, but they're really puppets.
And they're doing the gore factor.
Well, the sex scene was weird.
Yeah.
The puppet sex scene was weird.
Oh. It didn't bother me.
That's him disassociating.
Okay.
It's just a personal mechanism to help him.
Oh, I love Jason Ritter thing.
Who?
Jason Ritter?
Who's that?
He was a guy on the TV show. On the TV he was talking to. And he was like, no, not Jason Ritter. Like, they use this actual name. That's freaking hilarious.
I like the investigator. What was his name?
Yeah.
Was he from the Boys? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He plays Tech Knight.
No, he wasn't.
Tech Knight.
Yes, he plays Tech Knight, and the whole thing with Tech Knight is he's an objectophile. He in the comics, he basically is attracted to anything and everything because he has a tumor
With
in
a
his
hole?
head. Yeah, and so anything with a hole, he
He's
sexually assaults his butler by having sex with his ear. So Tech Knight is a messed up person, and I thought it was interesting that they showed him doing his weird shit.
on all the security cameras. Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I thought it
But
was
let's do-
weird, like whenever he first shows up in the classroom and he grabs that tape dispenser and he starts like fingering the hole in it. And I thought that I thought he was hitting on the girls in the class. And I was like, okay, weird, but you're a
He was
powerful
hitting
man.
on
You like to abuse people. And then I bet he abused the tape dispenser.
Tim's gonna try that on his next day. He's just gonna come with a tape dispenser and be like, how's it going?
Yeah.
Is this what you like? Well, let's do final thoughts and capes. Let's start with Tim. Just random person. What are your final thoughts and capes on Gen V?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought the ending was great. It was. I didn't predict it. I guess other people could have, but I didn't. I'm excited to see if they have a season 2 with these same characters, or if these characters just get pulled into The Boys. I actually like these characters more than I like the characters in The Boys. I like that they didn't resort to the gratuitousness of season 1 and 2 of The Boys. Yeah, I'd give it 8 out of 10 stars, 8 out of 10 capes.
Wow.
Okay, that's pretty good. Flippa, what about you?
I'm excited for season 2. Again, I agree with Tim. They had just enough gore to be tasteful.
Yeah.
And not, okay, I'm getting bored of this because it's just blood.
Rated T for tasteful gore.
Right? I'll go with Tim. I'll give it 8 out of 10.
Okay. We got some strong numbers on the board. What about you, Reed?
No, yeah, going back, it was a good balance of everything and all the characters. I didn't try to overplay any one thing. Strong characters. I think it was a bit of a strong story and a good handful of things to look forward to. Do we know if The Boys has another season coming up, or is this going to be the new storyline?
They have another season.
Okay, because I know Billy Butcher was there at the end. Lots of things to look forward to. So we hope they don't let us down. I'd say 8 as well. It's pretty good.
All right. Devin, gonna kind of give you a different thing. After hearing what we say, are you gonna watch it?
I might. I think the thing that turns me off right now, just based on what you guys are hearing, is the fact that it still sounds like it's just like they swapped like gore shock factor for like check out all these sex scenes, puppet or
No,
like
there's
sexual
No!
innuendos.
There's two.
I think that you're obsessed with sex.
No,
Yes.
I know because that's
You're-
what I don't want to see.
It's
I don't want to like
always
watch.
penis jokes with you, vagina jokes, butt jokes, and now the only thing you got out of this was sex scenes when we had 38
No,
minutes
it's
of
no.
other
I heard a
things.
lot. I heard a lot of it, and that's why I want to watch it. I just don't want to go into it with like. Are you pointing over here? Because I'm over here.
Not on my screen.
Oh. I just, as you guys were talking about it, was like, oh, puppets, and oh, exploding penises twice, and oh, this dude's fingering tape dispensers, and that's where I was
There
like,
was only one
playfully.
exploding penis.
Playfully.
we're saying this, but you're too focused on what the boys would have done with that. This is completely
True.
different. This is completely different, and it's spaced out appropriately to where it's not like back to back, just destroying your senses. It does it in a way that's very tasteful, well, tasteful, but interesting enough to where you're okay with it.
all right, I'll watch an episode, a full episode, and see where I go from there.
Can
How
I
about
ask?
this?
Can I ask Devin real quick?
Sure.
What? So was it the show that turned you off, or was it just you were busy and you had your kid?
Part of
That
it
really-
was busy, but I also wasn't excited to watch it to begin with because I knew what the boys was.
So okay. So I was about to ask. So what
I saw
turned
you were logged. I saw you were logged into PlayStation a lot these past 2 weeks. I'm just saying,
He's
busy,
playing Assassin's Creed.
busy is not not.
I
the
played
word
Assassin's Creed on Thanksgiving, but most of the days, my PlayStation is what we watch TV on downstairs.
Yeah.
So I
Sure,
had
Jim.
like Netflix and
Sure,
stuff on.
Jim.
So
All right.
Okay.
so what turned you off to watching Gen V was your experience with the boys. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I
All
said,
right,
I
well,
didn't even
for me-
finish season 2 of The Boys.
Yeah. Well, for me, everybody's already touched on it.
Nobody
Great
asked.
show, wonderful characters. Very excited for season 2. And yeah, it's a strong show in an oversaturated superhero world. It's a very standout kind of show for me. I give it I'm gonna give it 9 capes.
Oh wow.
I was really invested in it. It was very good.
I've got another question.
What?
Do we think this is going to get a second season, or is this sort of what?
Amazon has already said they are doing a second season.
Okay, because I
Yeah.
I didn't hear that till now.
It
I was
will,
wondering if they were
no, yeah, it'll more than likely come out after the next season of The Boys.
okay. Because I
Unless
was
it goes the way of the
they,
tick.
are they sort of doing the same thing Disney Plus is doing? You know, these little series are just little tie-ins to connect movie.
No, yeah,
to movie and
they said
stuff like
that it's getting a second season.
Okay.
All right.
Well, so did Loki, and it ended there. So I'm still wondering if it's sort of that, like, hey, this is us using another series to sort of answer questions or create more plot points and this and that for
I mean,
our
it could be.
I would be furious if they didn't do a follow-up to this on the cliffhanger that they left it on.
right.
You can't do that to me.
Well, I mean, the answering of this cliffhanger would be
They could.
the third season of The Boys.
Yeah.
No.
So I have a
Alright.
question now too. If they came out, like if they created a the 7 Dawn of Justice movie, would you guys watch it? Like the movie
Yeah.
that they're shooting in the
looks
TV
terrible.
show? Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
looks
Terrible, but I'd
It looks-
watch it. I would definitely watch it.
I think I would too.
All right. Well, let's go ahead.
Ironically,
Yeah, yeah.
let's go.
Ironically, me too. Yeah, ironic.
right.
Thank
Take
you
us
guys
out,
for
Tim.
joining us today with the Cape Complainers.
Don't forget to like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and
Check out our
TikTok.
YouTube channel and our Twitch stream where we're streaming our episodes at 6:00 on Sundays.
And be sure to follow us wherever podcasts are heard. to stay up to date with our latest and greatest episodes. And don't you forget, you beautiful people out there, anyone can be a hero, and no one complains like a fan. All right, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.